for those of you who don't know, who don't watch the show regularly, JD was not only a long tenure tight end in the league, JD was also a special teams coach. So JD's got a lot of thoughts on some of the new rule changes that could be coming to the NFL this coming year. So I'm going to kind of read it off, guys. Just kind of alluded here. We're going to break it down between the kickoff and onside kick real fast. But for the kickoff changes that could be coming this year, the proposed rule, the ball would still be kicked from the kickoff team's 35-yard line, but the rest of the kickoff team would be lined up on the opponent's 40-yard line. The return team would line up just 5 yards away on their 35, and no one on either line could leave those positions until the ball is touched or reaches the target zone, which will be between the 20-yard line and the goal line. If the ball is kicked into the end zone, the receiving team gets it at the 35-yard line. If the ball is kicked into the target zone and rolls into the end zone, the receiving team's possession starts at the 20-yard line. By moving the touchback to the 35, kicking teams will be de-incentivized from kicking the ball away from returners. Returners will be incentivized to field balls that reach the target zone. But blockers for each unit will no longer be able to get up to full speed before making contact with opposing players, which will make injuries less likely. Sorry, Jay, that was a lot there. But what do you think about this target zone to try to incentivize returns now?
So I think what they were finding out was that part of the game that people would come see, they were lacking, they were missing. Okay, and the part of it was just a return game. I think main reason is they want to continue to cut down on concussions from the collisions. And so when you're running the guys full speed, that helps bring it down. They did a study through the NFL, 2010, 2011. They ended up finding out that the concussions had went down 42% by changing the rules of kickoff.
Wow.
42%. Okay. So it was significantly worked with the new rules on the kickoff. And that was one thing that they could possibly do to at least control the outcome as far as, at least eliminating some of these concussions that was going on the football field, which is a great thing. It's always about, players' safety, and I'm all for it. I'm 100% for that. Knowing what guys deal with now, I'm in agreement with that phase of the game. So I do get it. If you kick it in the end zone, you get it at the 35-yard line. Okay. So if you kick it short, you may still give a guy a run to start. That joker's still gonna get it at the 5, but he don't get it to the 35. Then he just, I don't know how many returns he should. I don't know if he should be a return man. He should at least get to 25 on something like that.
Yeah.
So it's I don't mind the rule. It's just like anything else. You just got to make an adjustment. The thing is, you adjust over the years trying to do things to, alleviate a lot of these injuries and the concussions. I'm all totally for it. Okay. I do want to see return in games as an old special teams coach. That's what you work on. You work on one phase of the game. You get all these things down, the blocking assignment, who you're supposed to get, and you wouldn't want to, return. You want guys to be able to stop them. But that is without a doubt a weapon that special teams to your offense can help out. And so I have no problem necessarily with it. I think just because of the details of the rules, like how you just named them out and stuff, was like, okay, all right, here we go. Everybody need to understand this. This is something you have to go over and over again. Okay. Now these new rules haven't necessarily been implemented, right?
They're going to vote on it. They're going to vote on it later on this year. Okay. Before pretty much that things get heated up. I think at the owners' meetings, I think that's what I think it needs 24 votes to pass. The thing about that is the special teams coordinators last week got together at the combine and they came up with these rules. And because apparently in unison with the NFLPA, Troy Vincent and them, they're trying to get kickoff returns back to try to kind of revitalize that again.
Yeah, man. I mean, because you take away one of your weapons in our offenses, and so. You would get it at the 25-yard. Now this incentive, like, okay, you get the end zone, you get it at the 35. Okay, we're gonna give a team the 35-yard line. Okay, only 65 yards to go and score. I don't know if you want to do that, right? So, no, I like it. I like it. He said, "What's the penalty if somebody breaks early?" probably, same penalty, 5 yards or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably moving back. So, you're already sitting, at your own 40, right? But nobody can move. So
Yeah.
you got to keep eyes on, make sure nobody moves. Nobody moves on offense or deep, right? Correct?
Yep.
Is that how it's working? Till they get to that zone. And is that zone, and I guess it's where you got to get into the fullness of it. If the ball hits in the zone and bounces into the back of the touchback, and we get
as long as it lands inside the zone, then goes into the back of the end zone. Then yes, that's a touchback that goes to the 20.
So I would think that you would try to get your kicker to be a little bit more surgical in his kicking. You could try to do that to make it bounce and roll back.
Yes, that's what Mr. James is asking. Yeah, more of a punting game approach. Do you see that aspect of it, trying to like get it high and into that zone?
I mean, you could. I think, from the 35.
Oof, it's tough, man.
I know it. The hang on it. I mean, you could get it there. You can definitely do it. The distance, I think, on the kick would I think put it more in the offensive side hands. Okay, obviously you still got the fair catch and whatnot, but if you're blocking guys and they can't run until you kick it and get down in their zone, that'd even be tougher.
Yeah.
So
kickers are going to earn their money this year, man. It's been cake for them for a long time. They're going to have to earn their keep now.
But these guys are good, man. These suckers, they could. When I'm telling you, put it where they need to put it. These suckers, they can do it. They can put it where you need them to put it, man. Yeah. And I'm telling you, they are very surgical with what they do. It very surgical. So
you think we'll see more squibs next year?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because they're getting the ball at 35. I mean, that's probably right around where a lot of like the up man, like the fullback type guys go down at 35 anyway when they get those squibs.
But if you squib it, you're basically, because you don't have nobody running down.
That's true.
It's got to get in their zone so you can't necessarily move.
Man, so squibs are going to be extinct with this rule. Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, let me catch the squib. You take out here at the 50.
Yeah, you're screwed if you do squib.
Yeah, 40-45. So
wow,
I think it'd be probably less squibs then.
I'll tell you, who's going to lose the most on this defense. First few weeks of the year when special teams trying to figure this thing out, defense is going to get such short field.
Yeah, teams hate that. We just hate it. We always knew it was a weapon because we had Dante Hall back then.
Yeah.
And you hate to see a guy especially like that, who has that type of talent, being taken away from the game. And that's what happened in these past years. We didn't have any returns.
Yeah.
Okay. It was almost, I was shocked sometimes when guys would take it out. I'm like, oh my God, he's returning it.
Yeah.
A foregone thing. It was like, oh my gosh, is he actually returning the football? And so it was, you was losing a whole lot, man. You didn't get the part of that.
Yeah, at least Tobes make sure you return all kicks during preseason. It's going to make sense now.
Oh yeah.
I'm
the Brown. Top for the next show. When you take a long time get contract signed, then a similar player signed for a crazy contract, when your player is better, your cost goes up. What's the plus minus for the land?
You want to tackle that now, JD?
Well, yeah, I think it's what it is. If your cost goes up, so to me, it would be more in the team's long-term benefit to go ahead and sign a guy early, right? Like Chris Jones. Chris Jones should have went ahead and got signed immediately after we know Sneed, what you're thinking about, what you're going to do with him, right? Like this, and hopefully this will be done by this weekend, whatever. They've been working on this thing during the offseason, during the season. They didn't want to touch it, but you knew where he was at. You knew where he was at. So free agency comes up. Like I said, I don't think Chris is going to leave unless it's something he just can't just turn down. Because then Chris has done everything he needs to do. He won 3 Super Bowls. He's been up for Defensive Player of the Year and all those different things. He's had all of those accolades put on him. And so his incentive is, hey, man, pay me so I can stay here with the Chiefs and win it here with the Chiefs. How about that? Pure and simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that whole situation. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.